Welcome to the Farm Stand Kitchen. My name is Rebecca. Come on in today. We're just going to do a little cooking. We're making a carrot casserole today. I've had a lot of you ask for Thanksgiving sides. I've posted this recipe before, just the recipe, not the video. And Dave, you love this little side dish. So we thought, okay, well, let's just do a video and show you guys how to make our carrot casserole. So let's go ahead and let me tell you where this recipe's at. It's in the Farm Stand Collection Cookbook, and we are on page 53 of this book in the vegetables. And if you guys would like to have one of these books, you can find all of our books on thefarmstandkitchen.com. That's all lowercase, one word. We have 3 cookbooks there. You can buy singles, 2 book sets. We have Dutch Oven Adventures, and our newest book, our recipes from then and now, and of course this big popular book, over 400 recipes. Everybody loves this one. They're all good. So let's go ahead and tell you what we got going right here in the pan. So we have our 1/2 cup of salted butter and 1/2 cup of chopped onion, and all we did was just saute this here. We've just cooked our onion there. And then what we also have is a 1/4 cup of flour. And on our spice plate here, we have 1 teaspoon of salt, a 1/2 teaspoon of ground mustard, and just a 1/2 teaspoon of pepper. The recipe says 1/4. I just bumped it up to a 1/2. I kind of like just a little bit more pepper in there. And then right here we have 2 cups of milk. We have 1 cup of sharp cheddar cheese. Right here, I've already parboiled my 12 carrots. We peeled and sliced them and boiled them for right about 8 minutes. You just want them to be just barely fork tender. They don't have to be completely done because we're going to bake this. And then for our topping over here, we have 1 cup of fresh bread cubes, and we have 1 tablespoon of melted butter. So that's what this delicious recipe has. So we're going to get going here because we're going to make a roux. So I'm just going to put my book down here on my handy dandy stand. Dave, he's always got me supplied with stands up here. All right, we're going to put our spices in there. I love the dry mustard in here. It makes such a big difference in this recipe. So there's that. I'm going to turn this down just a tad. We're going to go ahead and add our flour because we're making a roux. Just going to cook that for a minute or 2 here. Boy, we had a big old thunderstorm go through here today. 60-mile-an-hour winds, and it was a doozy. We talked to one of our sons. They lost power, so it's kind of strange. Thunderstorm in November.
Yeah, it's weird.
I think it's going to get cold though. All right, so we're just cooking our flour here in our butter and our spices. Just cook it for a few minutes here. You always want to cook raw flour for a little bit. Gives it that nice nutty taste. Now we're just going to go ahead and add our milk. Stir that. We'll turn that all the way up. So we're going to get this to thicken just a little bit for us. Then we'll put that cheese in there. We'll just let that do its thing. Let's just go ahead. We could just talk about, I have so much going on in here today. We're doing a whole day of cooking videos. So I have stuff in the oven, stuff on the stovetop. We're just cooking up a storm here today. But we're going to let this roux kind of come to a boil here. So I just wanted to quickly talk about the cookbooks. So this is the Dutch Oven Adventures. This is the book that Dave and I wrote together. This is our newest cookbook. This is the recipes from then and now. We call this Pretty in Purple. So we have those, and then of course we have the Farm Stand Collection Cookbook. That's this one right here. This is the one. This is in a lot of kitchens, I tell you that. Everybody loves that cookbook there. All right, let's see what we got going here. Oh yeah, that's coming up. Yep, it's starting to thicken up there a little bit. So we'll just go ahead and tend to this. Now this is not going to be super thick. This is, we're going to add the cheese in there, and then that's going to thicken it up a little bit too, but this is going to bake in the oven. So we're just going to get this to come to a boil here. And then we'll add that cheese. We totally are, we're going to make this year. We didn't make it last year for Thanksgiving.
No.
We did green beans, I believe. But I think we're going to, oh, there we go. Yep. Okay, so it's thickening up. Just let it cook here for a minute. This is a really good sauce. Like I say, that dry mustard in there with the onion, it's really good. Cheesy carrots, who doesn't like cheesy carrots?
That's good.
It's good, it is. Okay. So when you get right here to this point, you just want to just let it cook a couple minutes. You guys get the idea there. I'm going to go ahead and slide it over here so we can just go ahead and add that cheese in there. 1 cup sharp cheddar cheese. We're just going to stir this till cheese melts. You can make this dish the night before and just pop it in the fridge and bake it the next day. So you could probably make it a couple days in advance actually. So it is a good make ahead dish. Okay, so there we go, we got it. All right. Okay, all right, let me just slide this a tad so we can see this just a little bit better. We'll put that right there. Okay. All right, so here's our carrots. Let's just spread these out just a little bit. We're going to put our cheese sauce over here. Then you can just lightly combine them. You don't have to get crazy with this. Just kind of get a I like to do it just like that. Like for a few of those carrots to hang around down there by themselves, and then that is perfect. Okay. Now what we're going to do next here, here's our 1 cup of bread cubes. We just cut them up with a knife. We're going to put our butter on there. Just going to coat the bread with the butter. It just keeps getting better, doesn't it? Croutons on top of cheesy potatoes. Okay. Then you just put these on top. Just get them all. Let's not skimp on the croutons on top. Okay. So there you go. That's what it looks like when you get it all put together. And now you just want to put this into a 350 oven. Let's go ahead and just read here what we have. So you'll pop it in the 350 oven and you're going to bake it for right about 30 minutes. It doesn't take long to bake it because your carrots are almost done. You just want it to get heated through, and you want these to get nice and brown. And I'll show you what it looks like. We'll bring one over. This one here is just a half batch, but this is what it looks like when it comes out. And I tell you what, it is good stuff. Let's just get some out of there. I might have this for lunch. Look at that. Doesn't that look good? I tell you what, your family will love it at the holidays. I think you should give it a try. Just let me give it a little taste. I haven't had it for a while. I gotta taste it. Get a carrot. I love this stuff. No wonder we've been making it for so many years. I want you to try it. This is our carrot casserole.